Welcome, disc golf fans, to Round 1 Front 9 coverage of the Music City Open. This is the second stop of the Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series. We are in Antioch, Tennessee, in the suburbs of Nashville. I am Nathan Queen, again joined by Chandler Fry.
Hello, everybody. We are at Mill Ridge Disc Golf Park, and we have a great card for you to watch today. We have Chris Dickerson coming off a hot win at Melton a couple weeks ago. We have Zach Melton, Niklas Anttila, and Chris Clemons. Two lefties on the card.
Yeah, gonna be fun to watch for me for sure. I don't get to watch other lefties real often. Let's get right into this for hole one. Out in this big open area, you think you're gonna have a big tee shot to start. Think again. You can probably go standstill if you want. It's a pretty tight gap to hit off of the tee, and the OB is very close at the end. Pretty touchy shot to get your round started.
Super nervy hole to start the round on. You got the gap right in the middle, and you have the left gap that you're going to see Chris try. That's a scary shot because you are aiming towards the water. You're risking a skip or perhaps a roll away. He's going high hyzer. I like that play.
Very soft amount of wind today.
He does not make it inbounds.
And the wind, the soft amount that we did have was moving right to left, so keeping his disc out of bounds off to the left, not letting it come back in. Most players will probably go up the middle where Chris is going now.
Tennessee native Chris Dickerson right into the first tree. Does that stay in bounds? It looks like it does. The OB does wrap around pretty close to the left there. So he got a little lucky. And here we have Niklas Anttila, fantastic player from Europe, one of the higher rated players. He's from Finland, I believe. I got to play with him a couple days ago, and he has some talent.
Yeah, he's pretty young too, isn't he?
I think he's around 19, 20. And he's going sidearm play down the left side.
Yeah, going standstill here. This left side is pretty touchy. Those branches just high are actually hanging out over OB, so you have to keep it low.
If this gets a skip, he's in trouble. It skips right up to the basket. He's got about a 25-footer.
Yeah, not a bad shot to start. Just a very touchy hole here. If you get any speed going, it's easy to skip down into the out of bounds. But you have to throw it aggressive enough to hit this gap comfortably as well.
He nails that gap. That was nice. Just got to sit down, though.
Very smooth forehand there. He'll be inside of circle one, maybe 23, 24 feet.
Now that we've seen the lead card, or the feature card, I apologize, tee off, I got to give a shout out to Mark Chapelonis, I believe that's his last name, getting the ace, the only ace on the day.
Yeah, I got to watch that.
On hole one.
I got to watch that. I was the card right behind him, so that was fun to watch before my round started.
Pretty scary shot.
Luckily, the basket was there.
And this is a par putt for Chris. Not what you want to look at on this hole for a par.
He left that upshot pretty short and just floats it. Needs that to sit down.
Not how Chris wants to start the round. Niklas Anttila looking to start off with a birdie with this putt. Leading up to this round, the last couple of days were pretty windy, so the conditions today were very scoreable. And a great putt from Niklas to start the round off right.
Yeah, Zach Melton going to look to do the same thing. At 46% of the field carding the birdie on hole one, and two players on our feature card able to connect.
There we go. I have to mention that Zach Melton is one of the most prolific trash talkers in our game. I'm sure it's a little mild in a tournament round, but you know he's still chirping.
Nice putt there from Chris to get his bogey now. The other Chris is also going to tap in his bogey.
There we go. Off to hole two.
And do I just get to say lefty Chris this round?
I think that'll work. I think that's a pretty good descriptor. Yeah. So 2 birdies, 2 bogeys, no pars, but the card averaging par.
Yeah, the hole averaging at a 2.98. So what seems to be an easy hole to start causing some trouble.
Hole 2. This is a long one. The first shot, you just want to bomb one out there to the middle of the top of the hill, as you can see right there between those two trees. And that then remains about 300 to 350 feet to the basket through another set of trees. There's a little bit of poke and hope, but if you get to these trees, you have a chance of getting the birdie and moving on to hole 3. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a gradual uphill the whole way to this hole. So that 350 you're talking about probably plays around 400 feet.
Yeah.
And you really want to get to the flat. If you can get to the flat before that second gap, then you're going to have a good chance. If you're on that upslope, it's tough. It's very tough to reach the basket.
Such good form from Niklas. He just puts so much power in that full reach back. That's a great looking shot.
Yeah, he may be in kind of an in-between area. You kind of have to be left or right.
As a lefty, do you think this hole is a bit more difficult for you guys than it is for righties?
Probably so.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's too bad.
Okay.
If there's a headwind, absolutely. Today, probably not.
Kind of surprised Chris isn't going with that big forehand of his.
So I would say, being left-handed on this hole, it is easier to push long of that set of bushes that Niklas may be right behind, which is tougher to do. So if you try to stay short of it, it's easier to miss that, or it's easier to access the pin afterwards.
That was an absolute bomb by Chris. He is past those two trees you want to be kind of close to, but he should have a hyzer play to the basket. Oh, no.
And Chris trying to take a very small gap off to the left side. Pretty aggressive there. Didn't quite work out.
For how open this course looks, there are so many tight gaps that you have to navigate through. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, and that's that play I was talking about. Zach got up past that group of trees, and so he's further away from the basket, but it is a pretty open shot. Chris going backhand roller for his second shot, trying to play the odds through those trees. Didn't work out this time. He'll have a low ceiling 70-footer or so.
Niklas in perfect position, I'd say.
Yeah, this is where you want to land at, ideally.
Oh, he puts the upshot a little short. He has a putt, but from about 40 feet. But from that position off his drive, he wanted to get a little closer. Chris in the bushes.
Yeah, it's hard to trust how far away this basket really plays.
Mm-hmm.
That is a great shot.
Yeah.
Lots of power on that hyzer. He was still probably 330 feet away, playing uphill about 370.
Great control from Chris. Zach just laying it up there, not even trying to risk putting it past the basket. And Dickerson putting that zone out there, almost cashing it from distance.
Yeah, that's a good run.
That was good. This guy can putt. He is a great putter. That's one of his many skills in this game. He really puts a lot of work into it. Nice and smooth, nice and soft. Just a little over the top.
Yeah, very clean. Didn't look too affected by the wind. Just kind of floated on him a little bit. Chris for a really good par save here.
There we go. Good pickup from Chris. He'll be happy with that. Niklas tapping in the par.
Yeah, after a great drive, I'm sure that par is a little disappointing, but only 17% of the field able to get the birdie on this hole. Played pretty close to par.
For how open this hole actually is, it's kind of surprising not more people got the birdie. But it just shows what wind can do, and you got to have the right control. You got to put in the right spot to get that birdie on this hole. So we got 4 pars. So overall, the card for the first 2 holes averaging perfectly par.
Yeah, par with a little bit of color on there. After another bit of a walk, we get to hole 3. The tee pad's been moved back from last year now, 723 feet. Big right-handed hyzer around these trees, or you could see a lefty backhand flex shot to get up further. The further you get down the fairway, the easier your upshot is going to be. You'll have some righty hyzers over top of that second tree line that you saw, or you could see some forehands or lefty backhands down to the left and skipping up to that very protected pin.
I kind of wish they opened up a little hole in the trees right in front of the tee pad to make a straight shot, kind of like a risk-reward shot.
That would have been pretty neat. You can see which ones right there.
They are right in front of you. It forces the right-hand backhand player to throw that big hyzer out there.
There's a fantastic wind for this shot today. You can just get a disc up and moved over. The wind will just keep on pushing it. This is going to be a little further right than you want to be, but he can go up over top with that lefty backhand as well.
This is the real distance shot. If you're a left-hand backhand player on this hole, just put it up high with the anhyzer, have it flex out with that wind. And this looks pretty nice. Kind of similar to where Zach's is, a little farther right, I believe.
Yeah, so most likely they'll be going up over top from there. I don't think they have a great angle to stay low and go around that tree line.
I have not seen this play yet. So he is throwing over OB over there.
Yeah, Dickerson wanting to show these lefties how to throw a flex shot. Gonna get it way down there,
that is huge.
over on the right side, and he'll have a forehand in if he wants it, but he has options either way. What a fantastic shot, though.
He never ceases to amaze me. Looks like Chris just has a hyzer backhand right here. He wants that to come in pretty fast because he doesn't want to get caught in that.
Well, he punched in there pretty far, which is better than just a little bit. We'll see if he's able to get a putt from there or not.
This green is interesting because you can be 20 feet from the basket and have no putt. It looks like Zach pulled that a little bit short.
Yeah, that's going off to the right. He may have made it over those trees. If not, he's going to have some trouble.
A lot of trouble. Also, it's safe to mention that every tree and bush on this course has thorns, and it hurts.
Yeah, the thorns are probably 2 to 3 inches long also.
If you're not careful, they will mess you up or at least mess up your clothes. So
Chris Dickerson way down here. You see all these other guys throwing big distance shots, and he's just got a little chip around the corner.
That should be fine.
Yeah, he gets a nice little roll out to have an open putt, maybe 20, 25 feet.
And Zach is in the jungle, forced to throw a forehand roller out. Looks like he connected with a few branches on the way out of the jungle, and I'm not sure where he ended up. Still in the jungle. That's not too bad. The rollaway is not helping, though.
Yeah, he's made it out, and he is into circle 2. I believe it's rolled to where he has a clean putt. Well, it's still going. Now I believe it's rolled to where he has a clean putt.
There we go. So coming out of the bushes with at least 3 to 4 fresh cuts on his legs. Cashes
And
it.
able to connect for the single bogey.
With the defeated walk to the basket.
The defeated walk, however, what a great putt.
Great putt.
You always want to try to save the doubles if you can.
Absolutely. Niklas with about a circle's edge putt, a little longer. Well played hole from Niklas. Great drive, great putt.
Great
upshot.
birdie.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how smooth his release is on his putt. It doesn't look like he's putting a lot of power into it. It's just a lot of generation of power from his legs up into his upper body and just right into the bucket. It's beautiful. It really allows him to focus on his accuracy over anything else.
Chris, it does look like he has a small gap down on a knee.
That little branch got him.
But it was too small. Yeah, those are tough putts to hit.
Yeah, he's only 25 feet.
I was about to say kind of frustrating, too, when you're inside the circle, and not only do you have an obstructed putt, but about a 20% chance to make it.
And it's those kind of little things that can definitely get you frustrated going into the rest of the round.
The other Chris, though, Chris Dickerson, very happy with this hole to get his birdie. This hole did average over par, still right in the middle as far as difficulty goes.
Yeah, tough hole. Really tough hole. The green is very hard to approach if you don't have that precise sidearm. On to hole 4. This hole is pretty difficult. We have trees lining the right side. If you go too far, you are kind of where Zach was in the last hole, just in an absolute jungle. You have OB lining the left side. If you pull it to the left, you might skip out of bounds and find yourself with a very tough approach to the basket. You have to navigate through this tiny gap and then throw all the way down here to the second basket, which has OB about 20 feet behind it. But the entire way, there's just trees, branches, roots that can really ruin your chances for a birdie.
Yeah, this upshot is one of the tougher ones on the course for sure. I do believe this is my favorite par 4 on the course.
It's a good one.
You really have to execute 2 good shots to get the birdie. And he's out of the wood line, but he's going to have to throw a very straight shot. He doesn't have much room to do any type of movement from there.
Absolutely, very straight. This has a bit of a better angle. This gets on the edge. It might skip to a good spot. I think it did.
Yeah, he seems to be in a decent spot, probably a little farther back than he was looking to be.
Oh,
this needs to come out so it's not OB, but
no.
He is going to go out of bounds and not have a good angle into the green from there either.
He was trying to get distance on that one, just a little low. It's like Zach is throwing a similar shot with something a little bit more stable.
Yeah, this looks pretty good.
Good skip. But still a pretty tough angle for a lefty.
That was a good roll to get that far right, but I do think he wants to be a little more to the right.
The thing to mention on this in this area where Chris is right now, it is very muddy. So grip on your plant foot is very tough to get.
I think that was a good kick for Chris as well. It looked like his might have been drifting left out of bounds. Good upshot there from Chris. Not able to do much else.
So we have a standstill, kind of showing that mud right there. Not risking the slip, just hitting the tree and going left.
He was a little more pinched off than I thought, and he's gone out of bounds now. That OB on the left side creeps up so quickly.
And his spot is going to be right behind some trees.
And yeah, Zach, a little too pinched off over there, trying to stand up a forehand and get it to finish, not quite able to get that finish.
So Niklas using that rule and coming back directly from the basket as far as he can. And it helped him out a little bit. Gave him a shot.
Yeah, needed a bit more height for that to be able to float out. This ground just doesn't really allow much movement. Once you hit it, it usually stops you.
And the feature card showing how the teeth of this hole, really showing how difficult it is to execute. Niklas giving it a bit of a bid, more of a layup. But you have to be so precise on that upshot or you will find yourself in trouble. Is that a pink shirt or a salmon shirt from Chris?
Salmon.
All right. Or sorry, lefty Chris.
Got the mint shorts from Melton here.
Ooh, almost dunking it.
So yeah, this hole playing pretty tough today. The sixth most difficult hole. Chris Dickerson able to card the birdie, or par, excuse me.
Yeah, quite a few birdies on it still, but definitely more bogeys.
Yeah, 14% of the field able to get a birdie, but 28% at bogey or above.
Yeah. Pretty brutal hole for the entire field.
Yeah,
add some wind.
Chris Clemons doing about the best that he could after going OB one time.
Yep.
Same for Niklas. Going OB the second shot makes it a little tougher to save the bogey.
And Niklas with a decent drive. It was a little pinched off to the right, but he still had a chance for that birdie. But with that mud and that entrance to the gap, it's pretty tough. So, 2 over for the feature card. The course is showing how difficult it really is.
Yeah, 3 over for the feature card, actually. But we get a little bit of reprieve here on the next hole.
We're made first. We create immersive and tangible experiences that elevate your brand and engage audiences. Whatever you visualize, we bring it to life through design and fabrication in our Los Angeles and Nashville facilities. Our artists and craftsmen create everything from stage and set designs to retail environments, trade show displays, and large-scale props. Welcome to Made First. Let's build the impossible together.
So after the first 4 holes are all in the top half of the difficulty, we now get to the easiest hole on the course, 320 feet, par 3, a little bit of OB behind the basket, but really just a controlled hyzer whichever way you decide to go. Not much wind today. Mid-range, fairway driver, whatever you're most comfortable, pinpointing a hyzer.
Yeah, it's one of those rare holes on tour where you have 2 choices, left or right. And Chris chose right, and it worked out pretty well.
That will be a birdie.
Hopefully. Hey, don't talk too soon.
I'm pretty comfortable with that one.
Zach going lefty hyzer.
He's pulled this out to the left, which is the mistake really on this hole. Choosing a disc that doesn't get the push that you need.
And Chris heard me talking about the color of his shirt, so he put on a jacket.
He's left it a bit short. He'll have a circle 2 look towards the OB. It's not super close, so you try not to think about it too much.
You can see after the first 4 holes with their difficulty coming to this hole and just not necessarily knowing exactly what to do. And Niklas almost cashes that. Oh, my gosh.
So, I think our card just proved it. This is just a righty hole.
Yeah. Yeah, it totally is. Park job, and the lefties are both in circle 2. Oh, a little high and right. He wants that one back.
If I remember right, there is a slight left to right wind today, so Zach was probably thinking he was going to get it moving to the right.
I think Chris was expecting that to lift a little bit and just died. Yeah, super righty hole. Totally.
Yeah. Couple birdies, couple pars.
And Niklas almost put that in. That was so close. Hyzered right in front of the basket.
Let's see if I was right.
Oh, yeah, he got it.
Nailed it. All right, so that hole did actually average at a 2.49. Half a stroke under par.
Easiest hole on the course. 2 birdies, 2 pars. Moving right along.
To the second easiest hole on the course.
Nice. Hole 6. Kind of a confusing green, if you ask me. There's an opening to the right and the left, so you want to see either a hyzer sidearm in there or a huge spike hyzer. It's tough to access. Actually, in practice, my best shots were directly through the trees as hard as I could with an undertaker. So take that how you will.
Yeah, your distance control is the best way to get the birdie on this hole. If you can throw it 260 feet into that gap, you'll have a 25-footer. Chris going high, trying to get some splash through the trees.
Yeah, kind of plinko in there.
And gets a little roll out to circle 2, but he does have that open look.
Yeah, just having a look on this this basket is pretty good.
This is more my play as well, lower. I think this is too fast, though. He does go past it, but sneaks through some trees.
He's got a few gaps in there. Zach probably pulling out a felon here.
Yeah, and this looks also moving a bit too fast.
Oh, wow.
Still sneaking through trees.
That'll be a tough one. That'll be a real tough one.
But he may have a little line there. Chris Clemons.
A little higher.
Going a bit higher, and this looks about the right distance to me.
Yes, that's perfect.
And he jumps up there. 15 feet.
4 decent shots on a pretty difficult hole. Well, actually, it's not apparently difficult. For me, pretty difficult hole. I'm impressed. Ooh, a little low, but it catches.
Using all of the basket. The basket, the band, and the chains. Let's see it again.
Putting that Challenger OS on a flat line. Oh, my gosh. Huh, counts.
Yeah, what's in is in. There's no pictures on the scorecard, just a video.
Nice birdie from Chris there. And Zach in the bramble. Oh, connects on a...
Oh, catches something early and still hits the cage. Very good bid for him from there.
Nice nose down right into the middle of the basket.
Yeah, another great putt from him, from Niklas.
So this hole averaging, what was it?
It's averaging 2.53. 50% of the field got a birdie and only
Okay.
3% taking bogey.
That makes sense. Yeah, because if you don't get a good drive, you're going to get a par, most
Yeah.
likely. Yeah, Zach with that lone par.
Yeah, and he almost able to make his putt as well.
Yep. On to hole 7. What do you think about this hole, Nathan?
Hole 7, very tough par 4, 829 feet. It plays about 400 feet to this tree we're crossing over right now. Once you get there, that's a pretty good drive. If you can land in a good spot to have an open right-handed hyzer 430 feet into the green, then you'll be able to get the birdie. Left-hand forehand as well. I know Chris probably has 430-foot forehand, but very tough to get the birdie here. Two very executed shots, and
For
you'll
sure.
still most likely have to make a putt.
And into that blind green that you have to somewhat guess as to where you're throwing. Chris going high, flex
This looks
shot.
low. I don't think it's going to make it over these trees, but I was wrong. He's gone through the trees and has made it inbounds on the other side.
Lucky man.
2 lucky shots in a row right there.
Does this have the turn? Similar to Chris's, it catches those trees to see if he gets lucky.
I can't believe they're trying to go over those trees so late.
And that's a pretty wild play. That's a lot of distance required for that shot. And that's turned over a little bit.
Yeah, Chris gonna just be playing for... Well, it gets back pretty far. He's got a big forehand. He can go that inside flex line.
That roll didn't necessarily help because now he's playing with those trees right there in the middle.
This is looking pretty good as long as he doesn't land behind this.
Oh, gosh.
And
I think Chris Dickerson is taking all the love from Zach's game right now. He's soaking up all the Tennessee love. Because Zach is finding what seems to be every bush on the course right now.
oh, and what a gap. Manufacturing a way to get way down the fairway and have an easier upshot to be able to collect his par. Great shot from Niklas there.
Agreed. And Chris somehow finding a way to throw this
Gonna
right on
do
the
a
edge.
sideways run up,
Oh, my gosh.
and this is not far enough, I don't believe.
He's going to be in the bushes. Not sure where.
Yes.
He might have something.
Somewhere. Yeah, Chris gonna go big flex shot just to get out into the open.
Yeah, good distance. He'll have an easy upshot from there. Pretty tough little green. It's kind of in a mud pit, which is unfortunate. We had a lot of rain the day before the tournament, so we're seeing a lot of wet conditions on the course still.
And Melton being underneath the tree that's in the landing zone,
Let's just-
having to pitch out as well. He'll have a longer upshot, but it's a pretty favorable green to enter from out here.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate off the drive because that was a good distance.
That is a little early.
There we
Okay,
go.
it does sneak through there.
There's some love for Zach. All right. Chris just can't decide about the jacket. I don't know why I'm so focused on that, but
When you have a salmon shirt on, it makes you focus on
yeah,
it pretty
absolutely.
hard.
Good looking shot from Chris. He'll be tapping in that par. I'm interested to see where Dickerson ended up. Let's see if he has a run or not. He does not.
Yeah, he didn't quite make it out. I still can't tell where he's at from here.
Oh, wow.
He is way deep in the woods. And he's going to have a circle two's edge look now. He's pretty.
That shot did give him a chance, though.
Got a chance to save his par.
Yeah.
Now that we've had 4 upshots, there were only 4 birdies on this hole today.
Wow.
Chris Dickerson.
Man, he is firing on all cylinders right now. His jump putt, every single aspect of his game just looks so clean.
He said, I took a bogey on 1. That is all I want.
Wow. Just look how pure that is.
What an incredible par save.
There's barely any fluff to it. Just right in there. Boom. Nice and low. Impressive stuff from Chris.
Oh, man, if that's not a commercial shot right there.
Seriously.
Jake Hebenheimer, AJ Carey, John Lynn, and Vino Michaela. Congratulations to you on your birdies on this hole.
That's an impressive feat. A little low. Did not like that. Dang. Zach to get that par. Nice pickup.
Yeah, par feels pretty good on this one. You execute 2 shots and you get your par, really. It's one of those holes rather than your birdie.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 down on this day almost feels like an eagle, honestly. With so few people getting it.
Yeah, second most difficult hole, 4.5.
Oof.
Whole half stroke over par.
That's tough. Niklas tapping in that unfortunate bogey. He wants that putt back. Yep. So 3 pars, 3 really good pars, all out of position off the drive, but making it work and getting those up shots. Chris is being the most impressive, honestly, and Niklas with that bogey.
Yeah, he was in position, just left his upshot a little short. Brings us into hole 8, 557-foot par 4. Overstable fairway driver, overstable fairway driver is a pretty good play on this hole. I imagine well, there is a big overtop play if you want to get really aggressive. In my opinion, it is not worth it as the hole is kind of an easier hole anyway.
Yeah.
But we could see 2 lefty backhands and 2 righty sidearms, or somebody could get aggressive with a righty backhand and go up over top.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is probably the most lefty-friendly hole on the course.
Yeah, you can usually tell it's a lefty hole when it's shorter than the rest of the par 4s. So that way the righty sidearm can get it as well.
Yep, exactly. So you can see both of the Chris's executing some pretty good shots. That skipped pretty far. He might be finding himself in the perfect position. I was going to say the creek, but that was a good shot from lefty Chris. And then lefty Zach.
Still has the mint shorts on.
Thankfully.
Another good shot out there. If you come up a little bit short, you can have a more pinched off angle, making you throw higher on your second shot.
And Niklas is looking up.
Yeah, here's that over the top aggressive play. It looks like he's done it well.
Oh, catches the guardian trees, but he's still on the other side with a decent roll. He'll have a wide open shot to the basket. Not exactly what he was looking for, but it worked out.
Yeah, he'll still be the closest to the pin. So Chris a little short, but not too bad. Able to cut it close to that tree, get his sidearm out there, 12 feet.
That sat down so perfectly. And similar shot to where Chris was from. That's gonna need a little skip. And oh my gosh.
almost rings it up for
Oof.
the eagle there.
Wow.
Great shot. Another birdie look.
That was nice. Well, this has a chance too.
Chris gonna try to do the same. Also, birdie look.
Is this hole one of the easier holes on the course?
It is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Averaged at a 3.65.
Wow.
4th easiest hole on the course.
Man, they were just hunting. Good looking shots from all 4 competitors on the card. Chris being the farthest away at about 18, 20 feet.
Card's the birdie.
Here we go.
I'll go. Now it's a headwind.
Seems like the wind might have done something different than he thought. Still worked, though.
Yeah, we're out of Texas, but we still have some swirly winds. So it's still making you guess every once in a while.
Double Chris, double birdie.
I wonder if all Chris's birdie this hole. There's probably got to be a couple more Chris's in the field. We'll look that up.
I'll leave that one to you.
I'll take care of that. Good birdie from Zach. He's pumped about it. And Nicholas, great bounce back from the last hole, taking care of that bogey, getting back to even for the last 2 holes. Pretty easy hole.
Yeah, our first star frame of the round. 2 300-foot hyzer shots, or one really big over-the-top shot and a 280-foot shot after that. But that brings us into hole 9, another change from last year. This was a par 5 that had a bit of an easy feel to it once you got past this section. Now they've changed it to a par 4. It takes about 415 feet of power to reach that OB line we just crossed on the left. If you can land up there on the left, that's your ideal spot to reach this pin for a birdie. But very difficult to access.
Yeah, ultimately you just want to get as far. You want to test the OB somewhat on the left side to give yourself an opening towards the basket. If you leave yourself short, you'll be pinned. You'll have a blind shot to the basket. It's a pretty tough hole.
Yeah, your safe play leaves your second shot either a big over the top of this tree line shot or a placement to where you would like your drive to land ideally. Chris is going to be in between there. Probably throw an over the top shot play for par.
Yep, potential birdie. Just a little pinched off.
Chris going aggressive, but it is fading.
Let's go skip. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so not as aggressive as I thought. His is more that layup play. He's in a decent spot to throw an over the top shot to maybe access the green, but it's a tricky angle.
You want to test that OB towards the gap, but it's very scary to try that.
Yeah, slight headwind today,
Yeah.
so it's tough to trust yourself to go over to the left. I don't think Nicholas is going to have much issue trusting himself over there, though.
That's a little low.
Oh, he's turned it over too much. That had a good angle if it didn't stand up straight.
Good distance, but similar to what Chris's shot did. He'll have a blind shot to the basket. Probably playing for a par at this point.
Yeah, and I think Chris is going to be doing the same. This is just a hyzer to about 100 feet.
Decent looking shot. And one funny thing about Zach Melton. So he and Niklas Anttila were both in the GK Pro Skins match. And the first thing that Niklas ever said to Zach Melton was, "I heard you were the second best lefty in Tennessee." And Zach loved it, though. Zach loved it.
And Zach ending up in that tree line long, I think.
That was close to being fantastic. A little bit more power. It perhaps had the chance to get to the circle. Robot chicken.
This is such a high-level shot right here. And he is able to stay out of the woods.
Yeah.
What they're throwing very overstable discs over top right there and trusting them to fade back out and not go too far right, or trusting themselves to not let them fade early. Very difficult Anheuser shot that high over the trees like that.
A lot can go wrong on that shot. There's a lot of trust that goes into it, that's for sure. Good looking up shot from Chris. And once again, like, if you get in those bushes, look where Nicholas is. He has to throw that overhand kind of utility, almost trick shot to get to the basket.
Yeah, and he does that one well.
Yeah. Chris from about 40 feet. Oh, just in front of the basket. Decent effort.
Yeah, only 8% of the field able to get a birdie on this hole today. It's the third most difficult.
I like the change from last year. I think it was it was a solid change.
Yeah, I do as well.
Oh, we thought he had it. Good bid from Zach. Walked it in a couple steps and then immediately turned around. There we go.
Yeah, able to get the par. Good score on this hole.
Not too shabby from Niklas Anttila on the front nine. He definitely wants a few of those shots back, but he's still hanging in there.
Looks like Chris and Chris are going to get their pars as well. Zach with the second shot going a little deeper into the trees than Niklas is going to end up with the bogey on the hole. Does average at a 4.44, so close to a half stroke over par.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of trouble to get in, mostly on the upshot. You'll find a few of the drives going out of bounds, but the majority of the difficulty is on the second one.
Yeah, so a bit of a difficult front nine, it seems like. We have a few scores under par and a couple guys right at even. And that was all for the round one front nine coverage. Thank you for tuning in to the Disc Golf Network. Make sure you tune in for round one back nine.
See you guys later.